take you now to Capitol Hill, where Congress is tallying the Electoral College votes.
The electoral vote of the state of Georgia, Donald J. Trump received 16 votes for president, and Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana received 16 votes for vice president.
Mr. President, I object to the certificate from the state of Georgia on the grounds that the electoral votes were not...
There's no debate. And if there's not signed by a senator, the objection cannot be entertained.
Mr. President, the objection is signed by a member of the House, but not yet by a member of the Senate.
Well, it is over.
Thanks, Joe. That's the smartest thing you've said in 8 years. Vlad has been very bad. A U.S. intel report released Friday directly accused Russian President Vladimir Putin of ordering a campaign to influence the election. Wish they told us Thursday. We could have skipped listening to this.
First, we cannot say they did not change any vote tallies or anything of that sort.
Yeah, I'm just talking.
We had no way of gauging the impact that. Certainly the intelligence community can't gauge the impact it had on choices the electorate made.
What is with this guy over here? It's like he just saw one of my nudes on Snapchat. This is serious crap. He's on TV, too, at the time. Anyway, Friday, President-elect Trump met with the experts to discuss the findings. So what did Russia really do? Well, for one, they hacked John Podesta's email. How did they do it? First, they found one of his passwords. What was one of his passwords? Password. This may be the greatest achievement in espionage history. Right behind the time I pilfered Lou Dobbs's locker combination. I stole his gym shorts. I'm wearing them now. But it makes you wonder how secure Podesta's other sensitive material is. Where does he keep the PIN number of his debit card? Is it written on the back of the card with the words, PIN number for my debit card? Does he hide his apartment key under his welcome mat? Or is it under a flower pot near the front door? Or maybe, get this, it's inside a fake rock. Dude, if it's the only rock on your porch and there are no other rocks around, we know it's not a rock. Anyway, the Russians did other things, too. They got Podesta to click on a corrupt link in a phishing email, which is why I never order Viagra from a doctor who only goes by the name Boris Hardpenis. The conclusions, the Russians hacked, then somehow it got the stuff to Julian Assange. Remember him? Assange, he's pro-Trump, he's blonde. Why isn't he on Outnumbered? I kid the outnumbered people. I love them. Assange, once hated by the right, is now hugged by them. I got to tell you, it's confusing to see righties who wanted to see Assange hang now wanting to hang with him. This shift from a Cold War to a hot romance is so confusing to me. It's like coming home and finding out that dad left mom for her brother. But this isn't what worries me. Forget hacking. That's nothing. Right now, we have no deterrence against those who might want to destroy us. So now, how do we make sure that no one tries to attack our power grid, which would shut down all electricity, food supply, hospitals, bank accounts? You could be broke, sick, and starving in days. America would turn into Lord of the Flies, or worse, Charlotte's Web. A cyber attack is the first really effective neutron bomb, killing all of us, but leaving everything standing. So worrying about phishing now, it's like on September 10th, 2001, fretting about legroom on airliners. You're going to miss the big picture here. To stop such attacks, we need a real deterrent. My solution? Treat such attacks like military ones. That way, maybe the trigger is never pulled. America needs to announce what we call nukeable offenses. Simply put, you hit our power grid or our banking system, we nuke you. That's the new mutually assured destruction, prevention through fear. During the Cold War, Russia understood they nuke us, we nuke them. It was mutually assured mayhem, just like marriage. Yes, I know. It was good. All right. Let's welcome tonight's guest. Roll it, please. He's so tough. He cracks walnuts with his eyelids. Recently retired U.S. Army Special Forces member Terry Shepard. Thanks for dressing up. She's so sharp, her thoughts could pierce Don Lemon's ears, or earlobes, rather. Jillian Turner, former National Security Council member and a Fox News contributor. And where he's from, Deliverance is a romantic comedy. A first-time guest, syndicated op-ed columnist Ron Hart. And like Tom Brady's football, she's always deflated. National Review reporter and Fox News contributor Catherine Tim. All right. Terry, it's been a while. Have you been here since the election?
Actually, right after you brought me on to gloat because I called it a month before.
Yeah,
you were
one of the few that were saying Trump was going to win and win big. All right, is this a huge victory for Putin? It seems like his goal is to subvert traditional American stuff. Did he win?
First of all, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Tyrus for bringing him on. And 3, I had a really nice turtleneck, and you told me to wear this out there.
Yeah. Get to the point.
Okay, to the point. You've said this before, and here, hacking, talking, but here's the thing. Nothing matters unless you have a chainmail fist behind it to back it up. And so I don't even, this but going all, what's going on with the hacking and who did what, it kind of doesn't matter. I agree with you. What matters is if you mess with us, you've got to know.
Right.
And you got to feel it. And so Assange, Putin, I don't even care. By the way, I'm sorry, I don't believe the government anymore either. I just don't believe them. I heard today they were saying that they have, I don't believe them. I don't.
You would rather believe a former KGB dude?
No, I don't believe them either.
Okay.
See, and it doesn't matter.
Believe no one. Believe nothing. Everything's meaningless. In truth, we'll never know.
Oh, my God.
It's all rigged.
It's all rigged. Everything's rigged. You've been watching too much X-Files reruns when you're
I've been
sick.
doing too much thinking independently.
Yes.
Yes, you have.
Stop doing that. This is my show. I want you to agree with me.
That'd be interesting television.
Yeah, it certainly would. All right. Terry, you've answered no questions.
Well, but it is, by the way, what a victory for him. What chaos he's sowing.
Yes, he is. He truly is like one of those Russian bad guys. Jillian, what do you make about my prescription? The idea that we should nuke people who mess with our power grid. Because isn't a power grid just like bombing a country?
Well, the question is, would it or would it not affect Netflix?
Yes, it would.
I think, to me, that's what it breaks down to. But I want to pull out a thread of what Terry mentioned, because this whole conversation, not to be too serious and be a bummer, but
it's what you do.
It's what I do.
Yes.
That's why you pay me so much money, Greg.
Yes. Nothing.
Nothing. But anyway, the whole conversation lately is the tone of the American conversation about the American government is awful, and it makes me really sad because, you know, people will say that I'm an elitist because I was part of the government, right? I worked at the White House. Fine, you can say that if you want, but I think there's nothing glamorous about being like a civil servant and working for the National Security Council and making like $35,000 a year and working 24 hours a day. What I will say is that some of the best and brightest minds that we've got in this country are in the United States government, in our intelligence community. And some of these people put their lives on the line every single day.
So what she's saying, Ron, is basically you get the sense that people that are risking their lives for intelligence are being smeared or badmouthed. Do you find that the case?
It's gotten big. There's 17 agencies now, 850,000 people have security clearance right now. It's gotten too big. It's too unwieldy. Post 9/11, everyone's scared. Everybody builds an agency. No one knows what they do. The Washington Post did a tremendous piece on how big it is, how unaccountable it is, how much redundancy there is. I would encourage you to read it because it's frightening. And who are they responsible to? We don't even know what they do.
I like that you assume I read.
Yeah, I made that assumption one time now. Never did.
Yes, exactly. I don't even read what's on the bottles.
I would bookmark a ransom note. I can't read that.
What, do you think this is a big deal?
I wonder what the government has worth stealing. You look at Biden. You know, you showed Biden earlier. I love Biden. I bought a reverse mortgage from him or something.
It literally was reversed.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I can see him, you know.
But no, I just wondered at some point, Watergate was a great time. The Republicans during Nixon's days broke into the Watergate, stole stuff from the Democrats, and that was a simpler time, back when Democrats had something worth stealing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you get. Podesta's Gmail account, I'm not really sure there's much value there.
You got the greatest recipe, Kat, for risotto. Remember that? That was something that they hacked. Look, now you got
misspellings bothered me.
You got WikiLeaks threatening to go after everybody with a verified account on Twitter. Did you see that today? How does that make you feel? But feel free to first to defend how wonderful all of this is.
Aren't you glad you're not verified?
I am verified. But what they said, like family, friends, housing. I mean, I kind of offer a lot about my life on Twitter just willingly.
That's true.
Too much just willingly, so that doesn't really bother me.
What bothers you then?
Well, everything bothers me a little, but I mean, it doesn't bother me more than the fact that
in this particular segment, in the subject matter that we're focused on, what bothers you?
That does not bother me at all, because I think it's the government, without WikiLeaks, without Snowden, without Assange, all these people that you absolutely hate, they would have absolutely nobody to be held accountable to, because no one else is doing it. Somebody's
the American
do it.
people.
The Congress?
Since when did
Congress
America become an oppressive regime? WikiLeaks was supposed to target oppressive regimes.
They started spying on us, but it's not supposed to.
Woodward and Bernstein of this election, TMZ, Access Hollywood, the Kremlin, WikiLeaks.
Yes.
Journalism's dead in America, so long live these guys.
Well, to Jillian's point, too, I mean, as retired Special Forces guy, Intel kept me alive, or it could potentially get me killed. And we also find out that, the military and the intelligence apparatus, in many cases in the Middle East, was cooking the books and not telling the right thing of what was going on, all for political reasons. So the problem is all of this is I'm a ground guy. I shoot and I do stuff. And if I'm not getting the right information, I don't believe you anymore. I just don't believe him anymore.
I'm a ground guy, too.
You're a ground guy.
Yeah,
you're about this tall.
Normally in the morning.
It was a short joke! It was a short joke! That's what you get. That's what you get for setting me up for wearing these pajama tops.
Yeah,
it's gonna be all night, bro.
Here's my. let me close this segment. When I'm talking, I don't care about the hacking and the phishing. I care about rogue nations attacking us. Once they cut out our power, we're done. And you're really going to see riots and stuff. So, but the big problem with this is that it's not visually scary to people. Like you can picture planes flying into buildings and terror attacks and bodies and carnage. But when you bring up like a cyber attack, it's something you see on a made-for-TV movie. Nobody really cares until it happens, and I think we have to educate them. And I think this is an opportunity for President Trump, elect Trump, to be a hawk on this, to be a hawk and go after this stuff.
But, well, you know what, though, Greg?
You just don't want us defended.
I do want us defended, but the thing is, the government, their job is, of course, to protect our rights, but they can't do that by violating our rights. Then it's the same problem.
The right is in order to have rights, Kat, you got to protect the country first.
But how far do you take it? Do you want the NSA in your bedroom, sleeping under your bed, making sure there's no terrorists there? I mean, you'd be safer, I guess.
I want the NSA in my bedroom. The more, the merrier.
But you're giving up a certain amount of basic freedom, which is exactly what makes this country so great. There have to be limits. And if they want to change it, then change the Constitution. It's not me talking, it's the Constitution.
No, well, no, that was you talking.
That was you talking.